This building behind me might not look like Noah's Ark, but the Torah Animal World claims to be home to some 350 biblical animals. The only difference, Noah's Ark wasn't in danger of going under.
Who wants to hold the parrot? Hold the parrot?
Somewhere between a museum and a petting zoo is the Torah Animal World. On display there are lions, camels, and even an elephant. There's at least one of every species mentioned in the Torah, but apparently that's still not enough.
There's something called an okapi, which I would love to have. We don't have one.
The animals are for the collection at the Torah Animal World. Using taxidermy, museum owner Rabbi Deutsch says he wants to change how people learn about the Bible.
The use of animals is very much part of the everyday life of the biblical period, and they were used to show different elements, whether strength or endurance and things like that.
Now in its 6th year, the museum hosts a range of school tours, but welcomes people of all ages and religions to come down and see the animals. Deutsch has smaller collections of animals mentioned in other Jewish texts on display in New Jersey and the Catskill Mountains, but this museum in Brooklyn is the main event. On a good day, about 100 people come through the doors to see the animals.
It is absolutely amazing and sort of an undiscovered gem.
I've never been here before and absolutely amazed by the experience.
I come all the way from England to see this museum, and I make it part of my tour, part of my daily schedule.
The Torah Animal World claims to be the first truly interactive taxidermy museum. In fact, people are encouraged to play with the animals. For Deutsch, exhibits just aren't engaging if they're stuck behind glass displays.
We're living in a generation where people are flooded with information, and we have an overexposure of information for most people. But what they lack is the ability of touch and feel. Touch and feel is an association that people could make that stays in a lasting impression in their minds and in their learning.
The problem is that these animals don't come cheap, and Torah Animal World is struggling to stay afloat. This bull alone cost $35,000, with the whole collection valued at about $33 million. Deutsch admits he overextended himself, and when sponsors began pulling out after the recession, the museum ran into trouble. Now they need around $1 million, or will be forced to downscale. If they don't raise the cash, a smaller space will mean the larger animals will have to be caged and shipped from Brooklyn to the collection in the Catskill Mountains, a few hours' drive away.
People come here and see our African elephant and are shocked by how tall and how big they are. Well, that's something even in the Bronx Zoo you can't see. So if this has to move, it will be a loss for the entire Brooklyn.
That particular museum is only open in the summer months, and Deutsch's fear is that many visitors won't make the trip to see his main attractions. Rabbi Deutsch hasn't given up hope of preserving the museum yet, but without substantial backing, for some of these animals in Brooklyn at least, extinction is a real possibility. William Denslow, for JN1, New York.